Hi, it's Awaken with Joy, and I'm just sitting here thinking, did religion and society in general weaponize women? Because I think so. I've got a few more days here and I'm enjoying it, but I'm thinking I've been here for almost a month and I've done some real soul searching, and I think that society and religion in particular have weaponized women. Yeah, we're some bitches out here. We really are. We're mean. We're terrible. I'm sitting here reflecting on having some dark nights of the soul, and I'm thinking, wow, I can see how I played my part in the destruction of my marriage. Looking back through all the last 6 years, how I've been so angry and taking it out on my family, taking it out on everyone. Like everyone. So I am part of the reason my family doesn't talk to me right now. And, it's hard to sit with that and own it, but, I needed to. I needed to do that reflection. It's hard, but I think society and, in general, in particular, and I call them Christian Karens in my book because, they are just strong, strong ladies. But the whole point of this God game, I call it, because they're literally in a God game here on earth. And the whole point of disrupting us and getting us off our game, our natural way of being, what God truly wanted us to be, is to disrupt the masculine and feminine energy. Because in nature, if that gets disrupted, everything just goes to shit. So, it was started off with the patriarchal, where, men are coming in, dominating the women and, oppressing them. And then the women, anytime, I know how I am, anytime somebody tries to trap me or make me feel like I can't get out of a situation, you're going to see, I'll burn a whole freaking house down and get out, like I don't like to be trapped. I don't like that feeling. I don't like, so I'm thinking, okay, if that's what they did to women and with this movement, feminist movement, they came back scratching. They're like, and now we've turned into just mean bitches. I'm thinking through my marriage, I'm like, oh my God, I think I created my people pleasing ex-husband, because I would go in and I would just blow shit up because I didn't feel safe. I was living in chaos my whole life. So when calm came, I'm like, this isn't normal. This isn't right. I got to blow shit up. So then I would. And then he'd come in with Band-Aids and cover everything up and try to calm down my chaos. And, and then I would blame him for not saying enough for me. So now I think there are times when you need to blow shit up, because I had a good friend tell me one time, sometimes you just gotta lay things on the table and then see how the chips fall and then deal with what's going on, the situation. And I think that's where we are right now. So much information's coming out. We just really gotta look at our relationships for what they are. The whole shit show, and just lay the cards out and say, okay, this is what we're dealing with here. How are we going to fix this? No matter how bad it is, every situation, just look at it like, these are the options we have. This is what the situation is. This is what we have to deal with. And that's how it was in my relationship. We didn't communicate very well. Our whole marriage, it was really hard because he's very, he likes to stay on basic topics and stuff. And I'm like, I'll sit there and look at a leaf and wonder, like, all the sacred geometry of it and how it was made. This is how my brain works. So if you're with somebody that just can talk about, superficial things that are going on in the world, like, it's hard. It's really hard. It's like, the communication is just not there. And so some relationships aren't just meant to be. It doesn't mean that I'm bad, he's bad, or anything. It just means that, it's not who you're meant to be with. And the more you try to trap yourself into that way of, making things better, and it's not working, it just gets more uncomfortable and more uncomfortable. And everybody walks on eggshells instead of just being like, okay, hey, this is your personality. This is my personality. This is what we have to deal with. It's not working, so let's just separate. And that's why my husband and I we really tried. We had 2 years trying, and it didn't work. And every time we came back together, it was more I was hurting him and he was hurting me, and it was just a cycle of nonsense. So sometimes things do need to be blown up and, dealt with. But for me, sometimes I was just looking for chaos. I would be like, this doesn't feel normal, this calm, this peace, everybody getting along. And I would be like, I'm going to just go in and create some chaos so I feel comfortable. And I'm thinking, but, a lot of these women are really oppressing their men. And I did that. I did not let him control. I think it's the Jezebel spirit, that control, that manipulation. And, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to, but I didn't know any better because I wasn't healed, and I still do it. But sometimes I do it intentionally, and sometimes I have to get sneaky. And, this is the nurse in me, and I do get manipulative. But as a home care nurse for over 20 years, I had to walk into patients' houses and be like, somebody, you know what I'm talking about. You get those stubborn old ass men that won't do anything, and you have to get really creative how you're going to try to figure out how to help them, even they don't see it right now. So, you have to get really creative and find ways of helping without hurting. And sometimes you have to go through a little hurt to get through the help, to see. And sometimes you do have to rip off a Band-Aid or two and then clean the wounds out and see what you're dealing with there, what the affection looks like, how bad it is. And it's not always easy. It's hard. And that's what we're doing right now. Everybody's ripping off Band-Aids and we're going, holy shit, I did not know that was there. And it's gross. It's ugly. Nobody likes to debride a wound. It's gross. It's nasty. I hated it, but when you get that cleaned up, all the shit out of there, and then you start seeing new growth. I mean, I know how excited I was when I came back and seen some new growth on a patient's wound. I'm like, yeah, so this healing is not fun. It is not. It's not, but it's necessary. And I think the first step is owning our own shit. I'm sitting here in this whole 3 weeks thinking I was so mean to my husband. Now, do I think that we're meant to be together? No. I mean, like I said, I want to sit and, talk about aliens for hour with someone and really dissect that, even break down the word. I mean, this is how my brain works. So it's hard for me to be with somebody that, wants to talk about boats, fishing, and, maybe hunting, once in a while. So, but that's great. I'm sure there's somebody out there that just wants to talk on those topics, and that's okay. But for me, I need depth. I need, like, why does this work this way? And I actually, through this healing process, I put myself in uncomfortable situations that I know are going to bring me healing, and I know I'm not going to like. They don't always work out the way I want to. But I will actually, I don't really like doing videos that much. I didn't like public speaking. I don't like talking, but I know that I have information to kind of help people. And I know at this time we're all supposed to be doing stuff like this and helping each other and serving each other in this awakening process, because not everyone resonates with everyone. So, your voice might only reach one, but their voice might reach millions. So it's very important to step out of our comfort zone right now and start helping people. And, I know my family, they don't understand what I'm doing. I can hear their voices. Oh, she thinks she's writing a book. She thinks she's doing this. And, oh, she's better than everybody else. And she's got Jesus now. Blah. I can hear all your voices, people. Like, I know what you're saying. When you get to a level of awareness, like, you read energy like a freaking book. Like, I'm not kidding you. And that's why it's hard for me to be around anybody right now. Or, I have a handful of people that get me. Otherwise, I hear those voices in your head in what you're, So it's really hard, and we have to protect our energy. But I just wanted to have that video today. And I really think that we have been weaponized as women to emasculate our men and knock them down and become Christian Karens and, just be kind of nasty. And so I'm saying that I'm going to, not do that anymore. I'm going to try to do what I need to, be strategic at how I help people heal, but I don't want to be a ball chopper anymore. I don't know about you, but that's my thoughts for the day. Thanks.